Welcome to Freedom Summit 2021.
Our governor out. All right. Also, we want to thank Matrix Home Solutions for being this year's title sponsor for Freedom Summit. Joining us now from Matrix Home Solutions, please welcome Nick Richmond.
Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. That's on. Thank you, AM 560 Radio, for putting on this great event. Let's give AM 560 a round of applause. I love the family at AM 560 Radio. If you're a small business and you're looking to promote your organization, but also get to know a really good group that brings a tremendous amount of value beyond just building your organization, I would suggest you look into AM 560. My name is Nick Richmond. I'm the president and co-founder of Matrix Home Solutions. I also have an organization called Garasso University, which is a training and consulting business that services the home improvement industry across the nation. And I'm also the proud chairman and founder of the Freedom Initiative Now. My most cherished title and my most important job, however, is husband to my beautiful wife, Nikki. And thank you. Where's Nikki? And father to our three wonderful children, Grant, Anthony, and Gianna. Anybody here from our Freedom Initiative family by show of hands? Let's give it up for the Freedom Initiative family. Any parents in the room? Parents? All right. I had a feeling I was with my people. You know, our duty as parents, my duty as a father is to do what? What should be my number one priority? Protecting my kids, right? Protecting my family, isn't that right? And what's our duty as Americans? What should be our number one priority as Americans? What is the greatest thing about the United States of America? Freedom. So when my marketing director said, hey, Nick, you have the opportunity to sponsor this thing called the Freedom Summit, I said, all right, sign me up. How much do they need? I love freedom. And our founders, they understood when they crafted this great nation, they understood one very important thing that I think we've lost sight of, or at least many have in our society, especially our government, and that is that our freedoms, our rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are gifts that were bestowed upon us by who? By our God, right? By our Creator. Our government's job is to do what? Work for who? We the people. Fair enough? It's not their job to provide us our freedom. It's not their job to mandate over us or impose upon us. And it seems that unfortunately many people have lost sight of that. Now, I was just down in New Orleans earlier this week. I had the pleasure of taking the stage behind Jocko. We have any Jocko fans? And a lot of people came up to me and they said, oh, what was the highlight of your trip in New Orleans? It had to have been meeting Jocko. And I said, no, it wasn't. It was actually visiting the World War II Museum in New Orleans. Anyone been to the World War II Museum in New Orleans? If you haven't, I suggest you go there. I think every American citizen should be required to visit that museum. I'm not much of a museum guy. In fact, an acquaintance of mine bought my ticket, and he said, Nick, I see what you're doing with Freedom Initiative. You're going to love this museum. You have to come. I said, okay, I'll go with you. He dragged me out of bed early that next morning. He said, it's going to take all day to tour this museum. We started with the 40-minute movie they play there. Anyone seen that movie? In that theater? It's one of those theaters where it puts you in the war. Your chair's shaking, smoke is going off. It really is an unbelievable experience. And they start off that movie by explaining World War II and how it all unfolded and how there were these Axis powers, these tyrannical governments that were banding together to create a one-world global domination. And I thought, ooh, that sounds awfully familiar. And then what I noticed is that America sat back passively and they didn't want to join the war, but then what happened? Pearl Harbor was bombed and attacked, and Americans began to spring into action, didn't they? They jumped out into the fight up against unfathomable warfare. I mean, it was great for me to get a refresher on how unbelievable the magnitude of that warfare was. 65 million people died in that war. Over 400,000 Americans sacrificed their lives. Do we have any veterans here with us in the room today? On the heels of Veterans Day, let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your courage. And so I walked out of that museum thinking to myself, geez, who is the tyrant now? It was pretty obvious then who it was, right? See, I believe right now we're at war. I believe we are literally living in World War III. Who would agree with that? And it's unfortunate, right? And it's hard for people to accept, but this war is unlike traditional warfare. We're dealing with things like cyber and bio warfare, wokeism, economic catastrophe, this division by design. You see, the United States of America could never be breached traditionally, right? They have to destroy us from within. Who here has studied Marxism? If you haven't, I suggest you do. Read a book called We Will Not Be Silenced by Erwin Lutzer, because there's definitely an assault on Christianity. Our God, our Creator, why do they want to remove God from the equation? Because if they can do that successfully, that kicks the door wide open for tyranny. So who is the tyrant? Who are the access powers of 2021? Could it be our own government? Is it possible that the enemy has already breached the boundaries of this nation and they're trying to possess ultimate control? So what I'm confused by is, why aren't there more Americans springing into action? Where are they? So I got motivated. It took me a while. See, in my 20s, I had my blinders on. I'm from Flint, Michigan. Anybody ever been to Flint, Michigan? Anybody ever drive past Flint, Michigan as fast as humanly possible? I don't blame you. You see, growing up, I grew up in a place, it was challenging. School of the hard knocks, as they say. So in my 20s, when I left my home, I wanted to pursue this American dream. My mom always told me, Nick, you're capable of becoming anything. She convinced me that this American dream is real and you can accomplish anything. Who tells their children that? Because you need to. Every single day, 5 times a day, especially right now. And so I believe that. And I began to build my companies, build my family, marry my wife, build our children, our home, our dream home. And then I began to establish things that I was afraid to lose. I had some things to lose. I started to pay attention to what was happening. So many people are asleep. So we founded a PAC. I'm pretty excited about it, if you can't tell. Freedom Initiative Now. So I'm going to ask everybody to do one thing for me real quick, if you don't mind. This is not required, but if you can get out your phones for me, if you're willing to, go to freedominitiative.net and put in your contact information. We have conducted 5 events in the last 9 weeks. So my initial reaction was, we have to wake people up. In our community, we are very active. I have 137 employees at Matrix Home Solutions. I interact with all different types of people. I couldn't help but notice that many people even still are asleep behind the wheel. Would you agree with that? So what is our duty as American people if we're facing a tyrannical government? What's our duty? We have to resist. We have to take back our nation. And so how are we going to do that, though, if it's only a small percentage of us that are paying attention and actually taking action? We have to wake people up and activate other people. So what Freedom Initiative is doing is we're hosting these fantastic events just like this, where we're bringing great speakers, we're educating our audience, we're motivating them, and then we're going to get to the actionable strategies. But first and foremost, we want to build a family at Freedom Initiative. So I invite all of you to be a part of this organization, and I invite you to come and join us at our events. Because right now I believe we need leaders. What good is leadership if it doesn't step up? And what good are all of your worldly possessions if we fall prey to a communist situation here in the United States of America? People say, Nick, are you crazy? Why are you doing this? You could lose your business. You could lose everything you have. Well, who's with me when I say this? I would burn down and destroy everything I have if that's what it takes to protect my children's future. So I appreciate everything. I appreciate being here with you. If you need your home improved, we can do that for you too. We do basement finishing, bath remodeling. We remodel garages. We provide solar energy. We service the whole Chicagoland area. But if you can't tell, my number one priority right now is getting people motivated, getting them excited, and helping them understand that we are up against Marxism. It is here, ladies and gentlemen. So we have an obligation to fight back. And I have one last thing I want to do. It's going to be kind of tough. It's going to be a little emotional, hard for me to say this. Ty Smith, are you here? Could you come up here for a second? It's Ty Smith. Everybody give Ty Smith a round of applause. Ty and I, we got something kind of important we need to share with everyone. It's pretty serious. 1, 2, 3, let's go, Brandon. 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 Let's go, Brandon.
One more time.
Let's go, Brandon. All right. Thank you, everyone. Let's make it a great night. Thank you.